Hello everybody, welcome to Ordeals of Livistio. I'm John, Dungeon Master, your host for this day, and we are rushing through the recap because we got a lot of ground to cover. Quickly! Steffer, how was your week?
It was great.
Hen,
I'm
how
on
was your
vacation.
week?
I'm back.
Henrietta, how was your weekend?
Oh, I thought silence was a good answer.
Okay, Greg, how was your week?
My week was well.
Corin!
There's a cricket in my apartment and it sucks!
Red!
Oh.
Ian.
Been nice. Alright, guys! Who, in 15 words or less, can describe what happened last week?
You know that I can't do it in 15 words.
I can attempt it.
Red tried it last time.
15 words.
Can I nominate Henrietta for this?
You know, I think so.
I
Henrietta.
volunteered. I'll do it.
Yeah, let's see it.
All right. Super spy mission to castle reveals juicy secrets. Prince makes dumb choice. Now consequences happen.
Yay! 70 words! Guys, that's very good. Henrietta, go ahead and give yourself 15 experience points. How about that? For 15 words.
One per word. Impressive.
Oh,
That was impressive.
that was very good. Guys, we resume our good old session right where we left off, which I believe is the 20th? Yes, the 20th of April.
Because the date's the most important part of when we left off.
Exactly. That's where John stumbles the most. We gotta keep a precise calendar. Glennis, you had
Wait,
just
it's
pulled out
420?
your silver sword when you were suddenly kicked in the throat by a cloven hoof. You don't remember
Ooh.
seeing Bryce Bronson move so quickly before in your life as you were struck by demonic force, slapped down, and fall prone for half a second. As Bryce Bronson, enraged at you drawing steel in the middle of a negotiation, shouts down at you. How dare you pull a sword on me, you brat? I come offering you not just a kingdom, but an empire, and you pull a blade on me? What is wrong with you, child?
So you might throw. Now.
This is where you say sorry, daddy.
Glennis, you look up at an enraged demonic fiend. What do you do?
I don't know. Have you ever been, like, hit in the throat? Like,
Yeah.
it is one of the single most debilitating things I can think of. Like, I would almost rather get the Nard smacked than the Adam's apple, right?
Who did we just lose?
You heard it here, folks. Hit him in the balls first.
Please, actually. Okay, backing off of weirdness before
Did we just lose Red? What happened?
Yeah.
the cheese
The
subsumed
joke was
him.
too hot. The joke was too much.
Are you kidding me? Oh, the dramatic music hit at such a good time. Guys, we have to go on break real quick. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Guys,
Just
can you
remember-
believe this?
Throat kicks. Keep that in your mind.
Guys, we'll be right back with a kick to the throat. Everybody, we are back.
PC.
Thank you so much for your patience as John just bulldozes over his players when they're trying to speak. Red, welcome.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You just missed. I don't know what the last thing you heard was, but Glynis got kicked in the throat and is now looking up at a terrifying archfiend. So Glynis, you were telling us about how it feels to get kicked in the neck.
Yeah. Getting hit in the throat, especially like unprepared, but even just at all with any amount of force, is entirely debilitating. And I think Glynis was not protecting the neck at all, because this was a perfect plan. Nothing could have possibly ever gone wrong. He had been preparing his like mental energies. He was focused all of his chi. He was putting it in a cage and his sword, and then his whole world goes black. He can't breathe. He can't speak really. He's getting lectured by a fat demon about, you know, propriety. And I think he just, what does Glynis do? I think he lies on the ground for like a solid 5 seconds, just going and I don't know if he has time to recover past that point. His senses might return, but I think there's a solid like 5 or 6 seconds, like a whole round of combat even, one might say, in which Glynis is just stunned. If that passes, I think Glynis took the balcony for a reason. He would have really liked to have had werewolf form in his back pocket, but it seems that won't be happening. So I think Glynis's plan is largely to fall off the balcony, and I think he's going to attempt to like grab the silver sword if he can, but maybe it's just too far away from him at this point, and he's going to try to roll off the balcony. Yeah, like backwards into the place below.
You are doing that. You definitely will get the opportunity to roll off into the balcony, but in your dazed state, you are hearing like beyond a lecture, to the point where it's like a put down, insulting who you are, insulting your character for a solid 12 seconds as Bryce Bronson full-blown monologue rants at how he had expected better of you, to not look at a deal so favorable and to spit in his face. He questions you rhetorically on why you wouldn't, and by that time you're like, oh, off the side. Give me a quick acrobatics check as you recover and just flee. Do you know how long it took me to convince your fucking father to stand up, grow a backbone, and when you show up, I offer you an empire? I want to see how acrobatic Glynis is feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. But before we see how acrobatic I am, I'm gonna... Oh, never mind. I'm not, because I used up all my key points in the last session. Yeah, we're just gonna make an acrobatics check. I forgot that slow fall is like tied to your key in this universe. Yeah. I have an 18 in terms of acrobaticism.
You fall over. I don't know how much slow fall does without key. Probably would have just nullified the full thing. You fall off the balcony, grab part of the edge, or clip part of the edge, suffering only 3 points of bludgeoning damage before you land the 30 feet down unharmed, doing your crazy monk bullshit with your acrobatics. You fall down. You're at the back of the castle. As we remember, the keep doesn't have like a full curtain wall. Its back end that faces the river, the north section, is kind of jutting out, which creates a courtyard effect. There's a bit of a divot, or a, not culvert, what's it called? A slope that descends down into a forest, which you quickly vanish into, as you hear a loud sigh. you take off into the forest, where we must transition away from Glynis's perspective as we focus on the 4 people plus knight plus brain dead mage, and I believe there still was one extra like officer dude who was present for all of the meeting and talks and just never spoke up or left, kind of just stunned by how busy you guys were the moment people came back and the moment when Smiling Sam showed up. And the 4 of you, Ursale, Dizem, Yonsei, Snefru, stare at Sir Morrison, a knight who comes out of the door while you guys are mid-talking, as well as good old Hanny Flanagan, who just does not have more intelligence than a bullfrog in this moment. And they both look to you. Morrison quickly asks, "Are you done yelling at each other?"
No.
No, but we have
I think
we
you'll
have a
find
pipe up.
that we do yell a lot, Morrison. So if you have something to say, you just need to yell it louder.
I just need to know what your plan is. There doth be demons in the keep, lest you all have forgotten in the 5-minute argument you've had. So, what's the play? I don't have my magical weapons nor armor right now.
Well, I never had either, so we're on the same level as you are.
Dang.
Thanks, Dyson.
Yeah. I think the plan is that we keep on keeping on. Because quite, yeah, just to be completely honest with you, Morrison, I don't think anyone here could take a single demon and survive.
Maybe not on our own or individually, but as a group. You have an army here, don't you?
I think we storm the keep and rescue the prince.
The prince has tasked us with figuring out how to hold the city.
Yeah. And until it is proven that he is dead, we will obey his orders.
Damn!
The line.
That
And then if he is dead, I'm next in line. So then I'll
Immediately
decide
take
what
a
to do
point
next.
of subservience, Yonsei. Right now.
Sir Morrison makes a great point. We have an army, and we can't fight a battle on 2 fronts. One versus, and to be quite frank, I'm terrified of demons. Niord, I'm not that as scared. But demons, there be demons.
I mean, I feel like if we did that, we have the chance of like losing a lot of our army. Because you're right, we can't fight on 2 fronts, but one's a little bit easier to fight than the other, and I think the demons are the hardest.
Which is why we should attack them now while we're strong, Morrison points out.
I mean,
Which
as of right
side?
now, they don't think that we're aware of them, and so long as they believe that they have,
Ooh.
they're hiding. You know, they're not gonna
But-
go any. They're not gonna risk that. You
Would
know?
you allow a forest to burn down to cut out the rot?
That's
Well, it actually
what-
doesn't
what?
leave rot
If
behind.
that
It's actually
rot
quite
can
beneficial.
destroy and undermine our entire nation, yes, demons have our king.
I'm sorry, War Wizard. Yes, you have something to add to our war discussion.
I would not
Not war.
interrupt Sir Morrison.
Interrupt
Especially
Sir
now
Morrison.
Demons are a threat to not just Livistios, but the entirety of the realms. It feels like a bigger picture.
Do you think that maybe that losing the city might be a part of the demon's plans, though? If we allow the city to be overrun, mightn't we simply be playing into what they want?
I think all of this is possible, but it's been like an hour, and I think we just have to wait and see what's going to happen next. If we send a party to go discreetly look upon the castle and we find the prince's body hanging over the fucking edges or something, or standing atop of the castle like drinking blood from a chalice and cackling into the sky, That'll give us a good idea of what to do next.
What is a man, Belmont?
I mean, scouting for the prince sounds like a perfect job for you, right?
Thanks. Yeah, that is true. I would be very useless doing anything else. If it was up to me, we'd send like a contingent directly to the theater and just like have them hanging out there, so that by the end of this, I can put on a play about all this.
I'll ask Tove to go look for his highness.
Oh, that's also a great idea.
And we will finish resting the troops for another day of combat tomorrow, one way, versus one front or the other.
Yeah.
I think if we are to attack the keep, we should come up with a plan. I think we should come up with some kind of plan of what we wish to do tomorrow, so we can set it into action and be ready at the break.
I'm still down to go thunderclap around. Did I do that already? I haven't done that already, have I?
No.
Time is slipping past me.
Yancey, it might be time to knock down the bridge.
Oh. Ooh.
That way we
to
don't
the
have to
keep?
worry about it. No, to the city.
Oh.
So we don't have to worry about the Hammer's forces.
So they already tried once.
Mm-hmm. If they push the gate or the bridge, then it's
Kind of fun.
yeah.
I can go hang out there and see if they try, and if they do try, then I'll just make the bridge fall while they're standing on it, and then also many of them are dead, and also the bridge is gone.
Okay. Scout for the prince. Set up knocking the bridge, which feels like an eventuality.
I think we
So
need to
nixing the thunderclap plan. I'm not keeping them awake because I can't be in two places at once. Although I would like to be. That'd be fun.
Dyson does make an excellent point about the enemy forces. If we keep them awake tonight, we might seize the rest of the city and then turn our attention to the keep tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, Thunderclap is an easy spell. Is there another, like, low-level bard around here?
Morrison turns to Hanny Flanagan, but she's no bard, but she used to
absolutely
cast
not a
spells.
bard.
I don't
Absolutely
know
not
if there's a
bard.
way you can restore her mind, but she got sort of yoinked out of her consciousness immediately during the coup d'etat that occurred.
It's a very strong enchantment.
I see.
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Sir Morrison looks at all of you. To John's memory, your DM, in case you have forgotten, none of you has slept in like 2 days, correct?
Yeah.
I got like at least a nap of a couple hours.
There was a canonical bear nap. That is true.
Okay, so Ursale is the most well-rested of you all.
I thought we slept, woke up super early.
I think
came
this is
across
still
the bridge.
night, right?
Was it
I
still
think that
night
was
when we
night when
crossed
this
the water?
occurred.
No, when we crossed the water, and then we came over here, and then we all split up.
It's been 2 days since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been 2 days since then. Since we got into the city.
I mean,
I
Yonsei has not
meditated,
done much.
if that
so.
matters at all. That's like slightly resting.
Nefru was
Okay.
comically drooping and falling asleep.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who are brave enough to risk a Constitution saving throw to stave off exhaustion for bleeding into your second/third day of activities, you may choose to do so. The others may narratively declare that enough's enough, it's time for me to pass out for 4 to 6 hours. so that you may avoid that saving throw. That will, of course, cut off any nighttime activities you all have planned, but narratively, your characters must sleep and rest at some point. So, I leave this in your hands now.
Constitution saving throw?
Yep, if you wish to continue to stay up into the next day. Alright, A5 is definitely not going to be a success. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do?
I'll attempt it. Does my arcane deflection work on that because it's a saving throw?
Probably not. Just due to the name arcane deflection versus I'm being naturally tired.
That's fair.
I don't think
specifically mentions harm, so yeah, I guess that wouldn't work.
If you imagine for a moment of like, wow, I'm sure feeling tired, and then suddenly like an arcane shield pops up like, oh, I'm not tired anymore. Hell yeah. Let's go. 3 days awake. Yeah. Like you can parry a nuclear bomb explosion or something.
Right. Okay, Snapper's gonna have to pass out then.
Okay. Or Saleh dies him.
Oh, Snapper will ask Tove to go look for the prince, though.
Chove or Tove? Got him.
Tove.
What were you planning to do overnight? Is this anything that you needed help with?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna go to the bridge because I think, I mean, this is the problem. Like, I'm between two plans. Like, either I can keep them awake and run around doing Thunderclap, which is a cantrip that I can do without wasting spell slots, or I can go to the bridge and see if anything happens, and then cast the 2 shatter spells that I have because I have not had a chance to regain my spell slots, and hope that brings down the bridge.
Okay.
If they try to come over. So those are kind
that
of
doesn't
my two,
sound
my
like
two
something you
options.
need my help with, so I'll sleep.
Yeah.
Dies him.
I would like someone to help me make a choice. That'd be nice.
Well, Dizem's gonna vote for the Thunderclap. It was his idea.
Yeah, I'm a biased voter.
Am I allowed to voice opinions? Is this a player thing, or am I?
No, get out of here.
The little
Fair
ghost
enough.
of Glynis appears above your neck, Beyonce, to
Yeah,
whisper.
it's like on Yonsei's shoulder and just like waving away. It's just- You're making bad choices right now. I don't want to hear it.
Dies him.
I am going to. Sadly, I think I'm going to rest this one out.
All right. Yonsei, come the dawn, you will be exhausted, suffering that condition that we're all so familiar with. But for this night, you do not have that disability or malice. So, as your cowardly friends take naps, choosing not to believe in their constitution or their powers of adventure, you take off into the night, heading towards the bridge or towards the enemy camp.
This is
Is this
rough.
a coin-
This is a
is
rough.
this a-
Yeah.
Coin flip time?
This might be a coin flip
So-
time.
I want to. I guess I want to go with you if you go towards the enemy camp to try to keep you safe, but not if you go to the bridge because that feels like you're with the garrison.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's just like what is the likelihood of them sending people over the bridge again?
I'm gonna change my answer, John. I'll go to the bridge.
Okay.
You will go to the bridge?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
fist bump, Beyonce. You go to the enemy camp.
All right.
I'll go to the bridge.
All
You guys
right.
are going to the
You
enemy
need
camp.
you need a Constitution saving throw from me, John?
I sure do.
Then that
Coming
means
right up.
I'm up too. So, oof.
11.
All right.
7.
All 3 of you will suffer a level of exhaustion come the dawn. Dizem will be the only one, and Glynis, I assume you don't want to pass out in the middle of the forest miles away from your companions, correct?
I would prefer not to, if possible.
Then I too will
You know.
need a Constitution saving throw from you, just so that you can make it back.
Love to. That's a 15.
You will pass. Barely.
Let's go!
I know John didn't call out the DC, but it was 15. After all, staying awake in a combat scenario for 2 days seems a little bit of a challenge. You 3 separate at the base of your camp, this little church dedicated to a bear mommy. Yancey and Ursale head to the enemy camp, to thunderclap them and try to disturb their rest. While Snefru goes to check up on the bridge and potentially set fire to it, or...
Potentially.
Okay.
What is my plan?
We'll give you some time to come up with that plan. Glynis, you are busy sneaking around your island, and will hopefully make it back to your camp before dawn. Just fighting off exhaustion, knowing that when you go to bed, you might not wake up anything else but dead. That was a reach to get that to rhyme. So we will instead focus on Yancey and Ursale, who will go past allied lines in the dark of night. I was gonna see how cloudy it is. Let's see how lucky you guys are. Oh! Yancey, highs or lows?
Lows.
Oh, it's a very cloudy night. You discreetly stalk through the buildings of your city.
Yancey has on their sneaking outfit. Special outfit just for sneaking around. Yancey sneaks around.
For sure, but tell me what it looks like.
It's like a dark navy, like a doublet that's like a little bit more form fitting, you know, like dark purple, like not fully black because you want to blend in with the night, you know. And like Yancey's like a romantic. It's like the night is not truly black.
It's a splash of blue.
And like a special dark beret.
you have multiple berets.
No feather today. Just
this is my scoundrel beret. I'm going to stalk the town. Yancey and Ursale, just this ripped man who looks like a weird bear badger or something akin to that. Chases after you, Yogi Bear style. You two head into the city. Maul out. Magical spell focus / fiddle out. Or whatever the hell Yancey uses as an instrument.
I think for Thunderclap, Yancey literally claps. Like...
Clap your hand.
But is it
in
your
Bard
hand?
College?
Is
It wasn't
your
thunderclap. It was thunderous applause.
It's like oh,
Okay.
you know.
Well, you pass your picket. This is where sentries stand in choke points to make sure no enemy does what you are now planning to do. Likewise, the enemy will have some guards, making sure that no infiltrators or assassins sneak into their camps or little holds where they are holding up for the night. I would love a beautiful stealth check from Ursale and Yancey. We will split the difference. Take the average between your two rolls. And see if you bypass the guard's passive perception. Oh my god. Fucking stealthy Ursale. You sneak.
Sorry, it's from being a bear. Bears are notoriously stealthy.
16.5. Very nice. Does 5e round up or round down? Does anyone know?
Up.
Round up.
It's always round up for the most part.
The answer is it does both, and it often is in the player's favor, but not always.
Not always.
I can
Well,
post
yeah,
an
but
ability that
round up.
says round up if you like. Just like one of my abilities, but
Babe.
it says round up for most of my stuff.
I think we're gonna round up for this, in which case you will pass their passive perception by 1. As you get a technical 17, and their passive if they are on guard and constantly being awakened, would have been 11 plus 5, which is 16. And you head past a picket, choosing not to kill them, these sentries who are exchanging shifts. Instead, you blend in with the night, skirting by. Yonsei, you almost alert an opossum that just gives out the tiniest hiss. As we all know, for some reason, Livistio is plagued by possums. It gives out this before a guard's like, "What was that noise?" And then is quickly distracted by something else.
Must have been the wind.
Must have been the wind. Making a weird faint hiss.
Possums and I are cool. I don't know. Claire doesn't know the buddy that I drink with.
It doesn't. You stepped on its tail when you were watching a guard.
Oh, man.
You get to a position where you see like 30 people around a low-lit burning fire. People are resting underneath awnings of a singular structure not burned to the ground. Others are in small little covers or tents, but these guys are like not camped out. They are quite literally roughing it here in this urban environment. You're unsure how many are actually in the building. And your plan is to antagonize them by clapping super loudly to wake them up, startle them, and then just run back? Or are you gonna like jump from pocket to pocket, potentially getting more than just one squadron or platoon here?
It's not worth it to just get one.
Yeah, I think the idea is to go from pocket to pocket.
And not to get
Be a
too
general
close.
move.
Like, the good thing about Thunderclap is it can be heard from 100 feet away. I do not need to be close for them to hear this Thunderclap.
Operation Benny Hill. Benny Hill, the enemy troops.
Okay.
And Ursali should stay like over 5 feet away from me. Like, hold out your arms, Ursali, and make sure your arms are not touching my arms. That's 5 feet.
Social
right? How tall are
distancing,
you?
I understand.
Yes, exactly. I feel like in
Even
another world, this
the
is really
barbarian
important.
gets it.
Okay.
You don't understand social distancing, do you? No. So I don't need to be super close to them. I might do it from like 50, 75 feet away, maybe. Maybe I can even get between like two pockets of them and get them both with one clap.
Potentially.
And that
So
way
I
they don't
think
really
generally,
know
like,
what
you
area
have to
it
be
comes from.
within a block of them, but not within a building. Right?
Mm-hmm. You're not going for damage, you're just trying to be loud. And
Yep.
I think Thunderclap's loud. Yonsei, with your arms, you ready up your arms, you slap as loudly as you can, and you are going to be doing this from camp to camp through most of the night while people try to hunt you. For select people who just they can't sleep through in a thunderstorm that they are surrounded by, are not going to like the fact that every 6 seconds some piece of shit is clapping their hands and making it so thunder erupts in their ears. It is partially deafening, so you are definitely going to be tracked and followed, and one really tired guy is going to slit your throat. But this is going to be a multi-action thing that you will be doing. So what I want from you, Yonsei, is a performance check here. For you, are trying not to be spotted. You're using your disguise kit. You're dancing around like a lunatic. Roll low enough, and then Ursali's going to have to come in here and save you from the people trying to murder you. However, let's see what you get here. How performative are your thunderclaps?
Well, I
They'll
have a
call
plus
you the
11.
cricket.
So it's a 24, baby.
Ursale, you watch as Yonsei does something they're great at. Something you've seen them do all this time you've known them. which is antagonize, annoy, and harass people. You watch this on a scale never before seen as Yonsei exhaust themselves clapping over and over again. Jumping around, clambering on a building, which you have to, like, jump up onto and clamber on. Yonsei's a spirit in the wind right now. A true fake creature of annoyance. People, humans like you, are yelling like, "Where are they? I'm gonna kill them!" Over and over again. One guy's like...
I wanted to get to the point where, like, someone cries, because they're just, like, so exhausted.
An hour into it, it's like, I will pay you whatever you want, just stop! Please!
This is my greatest performance.
Yonsei.
I want to believe that
Truly
Yonsei's out there with the same intensity as that, like, one scene from Flashdance, just, like, but with clapping.
The greatest clapping has never been seen before. And you guys do it. You will exhaust these raiders who have come here. And then quickly divert back as the sentries are pulled away from their front line to deal with whatever the fuck you guys are doing and harass you back into your own camp. As that multi-hour long venture takes place, Snefru! You head to the gate.
Snefru,
I hope I gave you enough time.
Yes, Snefru waddles to the gate.
Yeah.
Very, very tired.
In the distance, you hear just faint thunderclaps.
Snefru goes to the gate, marking to compliment Yonsei on their fantastic work when he sees them again. Meets up with Cayman's militia and sees the condition of the bridge and if there's any enemy movement.
Cayman will tell you that during the day there was an attempt for them to take the gate in a more direct assault. However, with, ever since Cayman got his name and was promised rewards by the prince, he's been on the ball. All right, he's not gonna let his gate fall to anything less than like a catapult, a battering ram, and then even after that, he's gonna send a dwarf and a human out and like take over the defense before climbing back in. You know, he is full Helm's Deeping this right now.
I take Cayman aside and do a private conversation where I mention that there could be, not specifically, but there could be problems with the keep, and we might have to destroy the bridge and reallocate his resources to the prince's cause.
What do you mean there's problems at the keep? Like, did their navy take it? What do you mean?
We are suspicious that Baron Bryce Bronson has staged a coup d'etat.
What the fuck?
Exactly. And in preparation for Hammer's forces pushing an assault into the city from here, we decided that the bridge is a contentious point that we cannot handle at this time.
Okay.
So we're letting the bridge go.
Yeah, we probably should, because Eileen's garrison is coming into the city this morning, or in a few hours. They've sent a messenger to prepare for them.
Yes. So, you might want to stand back. The bottom supports the bridge or wood, right?
Parts of it, but the middle column's made out of stone.
Who needs a middle column?
You need a
Stone.
person with a way of damaging stone, like a thunder wave or whatever the fuck it's called. Or an erupting earth if you have it.
Do not have that.
Alright, Cayman's gonna roll a competency check to see what he can do in this moment to help you. Oh god, he rolled a 2. He's exhausted. Oh no. He's freaking out. Bryce Bronson cooed the government? He's a baron. I serve a king! I'm not gonna serve a baron!
Yeah. All I got, John, is like fireball. I have Maximilian's Earth and Grass, but that targets a creature. I don't think that could like rip the support apart.
I don't think so either. Maybe we can... he starts to think on how best you guys can defeat this bridge, this inanimate object. The center part, he already writes off. There's no way you can get the center part. However, if the outer support / wooden juts are there, he envisions that with mauls, hammers, chisels, and pitons, there's enough to at least create like a 10-foot gap between the bridge and the gate, which might be enough to stop the most common of soldiers, because then they need to create like a wooden jut or a bridge to finish that distance.
Okay.
But without a way of taking down more of the stone that they could weaken, or that you could weaken with the fireball, Cayman's out of ideas here.
How... I just had a random idea, like mold earth. If I swim down into the river and mold earth, could I go under, like move the earth underneath the column and let it collapse that way?
If you had all the time in the world and you were supported by,
Yeah.
you know,
Good point.
like you're looking
I
for
should have
a
let
quick fix
Beyonce
here.
come here. Yeah, and there isn't one.
All I gotta do is take a nap. Be right there.
Just right there.
If I'm exhausted, you just pick me up like a little doll and you put me in front. And you say, "Cash, header, Beyonce," and you wave my arm around and.
Okay, so I guess I will ask Cayman to assign men to the task to disable the bridge in some way.
Yep. Go ahead and spend your fireball to burn out the wooden support structure underneath it. This great big support beam that makes sure that the stones all hold together without moving due to the flow of the river.
Now, do I have to expend fireball? Can I use firebolt and control flames to like spread it around?
Yeah, you do actually.
Okay, coming right up.
The bridge is huge. It'd take forever. You cast
There it goes.
fireball, it covers the entirety of the bottom, expanding outward, igniting every single square inch of wood, rather than going through the hour or so long process of casting firebolt and then trying to catch that fire, move it 5 feet by 5 feet every 6 seconds. Instead, you cover the entire square footage, maximizing your radial area as you were facing a static object rather than dynamically moving people. And you will ignite this. Within the next hour or so, Cayman sends out people to get tools, and in the next hour, the entire bridge's connecting bit, the stone blocks that connect the gate all the way down to the bridge, are thrown into the river. It's not a great jump. You think Ursale could easily clear this with a running start, but for the average soldier who is coming here, you think this would stymie their sudden ability to assault the gate in great numbers. which might be what is
Okay.
needed. If you truly wish to make it a bigger distance that would be impassable, you would need Yonsei and a shatter or two.
Well, I think Yancey's doing the more important job. I'm just trying to cover our butt over here.
Okay.
So, I'm pretty happy with that.
Cayman will ask, when Alien's garrison comes here, do we fire upon them? Do we fight them?
I believe that they're simply misled. Deception will be key. The story goes that Emil sent saboteurs in the night, and we are waiting to recover. But the prince has ordered the bridge left alone for now.
What was that? Was that a ghost?
That was my boyfriend yawning.
But yeah, Sneffer's gonna come up with a Yonsei-esque story, and then blame it all on the prince.
Cayman stares at you, Snefru, and he, after you tell him this, will state, if Baron Bryce Bronson has cooed our king, and now his garrison is coming into the city, me yelling at them's not going to stop them. So am I to fire upon them or not?
As a last resort, yes. You are to fire upon them.
Okay.
Do you
Sneffer.
need more, yeah.
Oh. No, go for it.
Do we need to send more longbowmen from, the Band of the Horn to support you?
They have them all.
Oh, they do?
We
Okay.
already
Yeah.
have them, yes. All right. You will head back to the church after 2-ish hours. Yonsei and Ursale will soon be back as well. Glynis, however, I need you to make me a quick stealth check. For, although there is no great number of people guarding the bridge back into the city from the keep, you do see a figure patrolling around. And I assume that you will want to avoid the footman, the manservant himself, Smiling Sam.
I do want to avoid being noticed by Smiling Sam, but I do want to observe Smiling Sam, right? So with my stealth check, whatever that result means to you, I want to
already rolled it.
slip by Smiling Sam if possible, right? Because I want to know what the heck he's up to, and I kind of want to know. Glynis has a feeling that Smiling Sam is kind of a wacky dude, but isn't a demon. And is intrigued at the possibility of figuring out what makes this guy tick. Because high-level elven monk killers of swordsmen might be helpful against demons. So I don't know. I guess Glynis recognizing Smiling Sam's dance shoes as he clicks across the pavement of the of the town square is going to try to slip. He doesn't want to be seen because that seems bad, but he's going to try to slip kind of close by him.
Yeah. You definitely won't be detected on a 20. And to get a better read on who Smiling Sam is, I would love an insight check. For Smiling Sam doth have some secrets that John has written down.
I think I misclicked there. If that goes through, that's history, I think. Here we go. I think this should be insight. There we go. Oh, that's my one skill I'm good at, and it didn't even come through for me. Bastards.
Oof. Unfortunate. Good old Smiling Sam is what many people consider a mystery. You think of a tale. This guy has been serving the Bronson family for well over 100 years by now. He came with the Bronson family from the Eldar Empire, or the Eldar Protectorate. And you know, he's always, historically, just been this, like, weird entity who seems confused constantly, who follows after Bryce Bronson and does everything he asks. And in your lifetime, you've never seen him leave the demons, or, well, now you know he's a demon, but the Baron's side.
Right.
He just looks confused as he looks for you in particular. And occasionally he'll even call out, "Glynis! Marchette, heir to the throne! I'm heralding you! By law, that means you're supposed to avail yourself!" And just, like, completely confused about the, what do you call it? Societal norms. And he seems, like, genuinely frustrated when you aren't here. Like, "I've tracked you via scent all the way here. I know you can hear me. I can't find you."
So, hearing that he's tracked me via scent, Glynis is going to scratch out a note in, like, the dirt or something. Using the best Elvish that he can from his attempts to talk with, he borrowed a book from his mom who wouldn't teach him herself, but he tried ye olde Elvish for a little bit there to talk with a potential suitor, who turned out to be kind of a dick maybe, but I don't know. Anyway, he tries his best ye olde Elvish, and he writes a note that essentially says, "I think you're sick. I want to help you. If you ever decide you want to see clearly again, meet me at the river's edge." And then I'm gonna, like, leave a sweaty piece of, like, clothing here or something, right? Like, I've got like a scarf or something that you know, it's just too much. I shouldn't have worn it in the heat of the spring or whatever, but it looked good for a while until it got all soiled. I'll just leave it kind of here, because if he smells me, I'm sure he'll find it eventually. And then I'm gonna try to slip back through, like, either through the underground passage or, like, over the wall, I guess, like, do a little monk running, like, up the wall goat style thing, and try to get back to the party.
Meet me by the river's edge. We're on an island, he mutters to himself after fighting her. What part of the river? What did he mean? Fuck. He will find this message like 10 minutes after you dip out. You avoid Smiling Sam, and in his confused, befuddled state, wherever you might have waited for him, he does not show up. If you wait for him at all.
Fair enough. I think my intention was less that he was going to run to the river's edge, get baptized in the holy, like, you know, Bear Mother or something tonight. I think this was more of seed planting, perhaps, in Glynis's mind. I think Glynis thinks that if he waits for Sam by, like, the river, he's just gonna get hauled back to the Bryce and, you know, get kicked in the throat again. So I don't think Glynis was waiting so much as trying to plant seeds. And, like, I think Glynis will occasionally, over nights in the future, like, look to the river and see if he sees a silhouetted elven man. But this night, I don't think Glynis is particularly waiting.
Okay. Well, Glynis, you make it all the way back to the church, maybe 5 minutes after Yonsei and Ursale catch up with Snefru. Snefru and Yonsei sharing what they've done via their magical powers. We're an hour in, and before we reunite the party, why don't we take a quick little break, run up, get some water, and then come back hard and heavy with the next day, as well as any last minute or early morning stuff.
Okay.
Guys, we'll be right back. Woo! Everyone, we're back. Glynis pushes the door in, much like how Aragorn did in the hit movie The Two Towers, featuring Peter C. Jackson and the Olympians. I butchered that. Glynis, you're tired, you're exhausted, your narrator is role-playing as such. You look at your team. Your throat hurts, having been kicked by cloven feet.
Hi, guys!
What happened to you?
God.
It's an imposter.
No, she's got
No, I
kicked
think
really
he just
hard.
discovered oral sex.
Interesting.
So how'd your
Or
dinner
that
date
or
go
something
with
else happened.
Baron
That's the only
Bronson?
this is. Are you getting married to Baron Bronson?
No, I don't think so. That would be
So.
really upsetting.
Did he do that to you? Did he kick you in the throat?
Yeah, very precise guess. I can see this has happened to you before. Anyway, turns out Bryce, very demon. He's got I think I counted 4 other demons hanging out. Dad is definitely a shithead. Did not stop them. Lost my sword somewhere, I think. How does it go for you?
Well, you left us with very little instructions on what to do other than defend the city. So
And
I went
that
to
we
bed.
did. He went to bed. We defended the city. Yancey was just telling me how she Yancey'd.
All
They did a great
over
job.
them.
Yeah. I kept everyone awake. I got to wear my
Alright.
sneaky outfit, which everyone was telling me I don't need to pack more clothes, but it worked. Right?
I am glad it worked.
My
Every
friend,
outfit has a purpose.
I have ordered your troops to fire upon the Elaine garrison should they approach the bridge, which I did take part of the bridge away.
Okay, you want to run that one by me again? What?
Sure. And I explain what happened to Glynis.
Well, I suppose that will do. Are they marching? Oh, okay. So, we need to find out why.
You want someone to
Do you-
fix your throat? Do you want
Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay. Yes, Glynis will have his throat fixed.
Alright.
I apologize for annoying all of you. Guys, well, okay, first of all, incredible that you kept everyone up. I assumed our plans would be quite foiled by the fact that we had to spend time not doing that when we left. I'm sure that will give our troops a heady advantage, and I appreciate your efforts a great deal. Losing the bridge scares me in terms of war theory. Should we succeed here in the city, the plan, of course, would have been to sally forth from the bridge to join the fight against Emil. But it is not a complete loss. It concerns me that the Eileen garrison is essentially marching. We should probably figure out what's going on there. Simply because they are from the lands of Bryce Bronson does not make me believe that they are demons outright.
I didn't trust the gravedigger.
I think that that's a fairly reasonable position to take, for being perfectly honest.
He's definitely a demon. I mean,
He
I'm just gonna
strikes
say it.
me as a very strange person, indeed. Regardless, I think I need to speak, or at least figure out what's going on there. Okay, the way I see it, Yancey has granted us a great advantage here. We have the opportunity to perhaps win the fight in the city, because the troops that we are fighting against will be at a great disadvantage. I am in no position to lead a war effort at the moment, but we have great men and I assume some well-rested allies. I think that we
As
need
like
to...
half the people around this table are just like half nodding off.
Yeah, I think we
I'm
need
The only one
to.
here not exhausted is.
I think we need to
Titan.
lead. Shockingly enough, I feel rather okay. I've been better, but anyway, regardless.
The adrenaline.
Most likely, yes, definitely. I want to. It is my belief that my father is still in control of his faculties while he is under the influence of and been led astray by demons. He is, in fact, not going to attempt to flood the city with their ilk on a lark. I think that this war is a cover, a reason to make this happen. But if we can win it, if we can keep it on our terms, and perhaps we will see a day in which they do not flood the city with demons. I think if that was their purpose, they would have done so already. I think this is a front. I also think it would be politically unfortunate for them. Their belief is that they are so grand and strong that they can win the day with naught but a wave of their hand, I believe the man said. But there are many countries, one especially, that would see a demon infestation in our country as a reason to declare war, and a problem, I'm sure, even for demons. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. It's been a long night. I believe that it would be politically poor for my father to wash the city in demons while we still are in it, while the civilians are fighting for it and the war is winnable. If we can win the war, I think we can pivot and address the demon problem later. It is good to see that Sir Knight is awake and full of faculties. We will need your testimony if we are to pivot to my father eventually. But we will also need your sword arm, I think, to win the war. I hope that we would have your support in that regard. My plan would be this, and tell me if I am wrong, for I have been seeing things. But we attack this morning. The freshest troops, the champions on our side. And we try to crush the enemy forces in the city so that we alone control it. I need to figure out what the heck is going on with the garrison. I think I want to walk there. Perhaps I will go with Cayman and his men. He seems a bright, competent, and able fellow. And we will deduce what is happening with the garrison. And if need be, I will see to the firing upon them that was ordered. And then from there, I'm out of ideas. Hopefully, we, in an ideal world, ride triumphantly out of the bridge and smash Emilhammer against a two-sided front. But perhaps, maybe we can pivot towards the Cape at that point. I cede my time, sir.
As you say that, you hear a distant sound of feet hitting the pavement, running, a sprinter's gait to you all.
Is it like tap shoes? Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack?
No, it is not like tap shoes.
Okay.
Within moments, someone passes by the guards awkwardly that have been standing here for some time. A little bit of ways, resting / people are just scattered everywhere. It's not like you're entirely alone in this church or in the area outside of it. Regardless, after a brief muffled chat behind a door, one of Cayman's men comes forward and throws himself down in a bowing unsure how to treat a prince or a king, and says, "Your Highness, we've engaged the enemy. They've tried to take the gate. We're shooting upon them. Help.
Fucking get me there. Alright? I still got a shatter in me. Beyonce says.
Yonsei,
One point
they
of
load you into a
exhaustion.
wheelbarrow.
Away! Away!
Which enemy?
All right, the Yonsei, if you wish to come. I need someone capable to relay orders and lead the charge here. But I must address this.
Izum's the only one that's had sleep.
Izum, the war effort is
Yes.
yours.
Am I charging while you're away?
You need not charge yourself, but make sure that our men are informed of the decision.
So wait,
I didn't
like while you're gone,
exhaust
we're
them for
attacking,
no
or are
reason,
we like,
Izum.
are we preparing them to
We-
attack?
We have to make our move. This is our moment. They're
We
tired.
attack.
We have to attack.
Got it.
I think me, Ursali, and Dysum attack with the troops.
Okay.
Is that right, Glennis?
That sounds wonderful.
Ursale,
A
Dysum.
room in that wagon.
This
Load
one
me
guy
up.
is like, yes,
Load me up,
climb into
troops.
the wheelbarrow. I will push you to the gate. Dysum, Ursale, Snefru, two of you are exhausted. One of you managed to catch like 4 hours of sleep. But as people are starting to get up, somewhat rested, not exactly having a full 24 hours to mend wounds or whatever, the fighting is thick. And here's where you say we're gonna smash through. We're gonna push them into the fucking river, and we're gonna burn their goddamn navy to the ground. You give a rousing speech to those who can hear you. You relay orders. Ursale, maul in hand. I need to know who's leading this effort. Who is the quote-unquote leader, crown on head
I
person?
think I was put in charge.
Dysum, you're a military commander now. Congratulations. You have experience of doing one squad engagement. Congratulations. That was impressive. I think you managed to actually succeed as well, unlike
Yeah.
Ursale. You held your detachment. You combated fiercely, and you held your goddamn ground. I'm gonna give you a ranking of 2 here for leadership. However,
This
we...
is big winning numbers.
Indeed, big winning numbers. However, we are going to focus on the gate for a moment. We're going to follow Yonsei and Glennis as you guys wheelbarrow your way down to the gate, hearing now the distant sounds of battle as Dysum, Ursali, and Snethru cast spells, swing hammers, watch as Dysum does medicine checks. Glennis, you make it as archers are ducking down behind battlements, shooting arrows overhead. Other people are mending wounds. Some guy is his entire task is to pick up bricks, rocks, or other throwable objects and hand them to people who are better at throwing them than they are carrying. One guy is like holding the gate as like a battering ram boom, explosion occurs. Dust, debris, things happening. But they barricaded this motherfucker. This is a city gate. It's not gonna fall to anything but the best. And also, 10 feet of that little platform between gate and river is now gone. So there's not much momentum runners with battering rams can do to get. There's a border or a person who is physically trying to scale the walls. Glennis, you recognize him. You recognize the guy climbing the wall to get at people. You see a crazy, tweaked out Ilean soldier who pointed at you after your victory and said, "That's my prince!" And he is like frothing at the mouth, jaw with blood, as he climbs over and hacks at one of the defenders. Before the guy who takes a hatchet to the neck shoves him face first downward before collapsing, dead. You watch a vicious battle where the gate holds, just barely. The guys of Eileen are recalled slightly back, outside of bow range, and a certain gravedigger is shouting in a calm cadence of, "You've made a mistake, Caden, betraying your countrymen like this. What sort of devil told you to fire upon your own men?" And Cayman yells back, apparently his name having been published or publicized. Shouts back, "You follow a coup d'etat traitor! I will serve no baron, I serve the goddamn king!" And this is the scene you come to, Glynis and Yonsei.
Can I, like, insert myself in the shouting match, or is this just something that, like, is happening and now I'm arrived at?
This is already happening as you arrive.
Alright. I wearily, like, stumble my way up to the gate. And I clap Cayman on the back. And kind of just whisper, and I'm like, "You're a good man. But I think you might be slightly out of your league for the moment. Do you mind if I take over?"
Of course, Your Highness. I serve at the pleasure of the prince.
Wait.
Yes,
Is not
Yonsei.
going up there with Gilly, so Yonsei is gonna give Gilly a inspirational butt slap.
That is
Roll exhaustedly, like, out of the wheelbarrow and just like, "Someone point me in the direction of the bridge supports. Gilly, give me a signal if you want that baby to crash down."
It's the
gestures
same
like
one we've
100
always
feet away.
used.
Sitting in the water.
It's be on the mark of hooty hoo, okay?
Hootie.
Glynis is like, I don't know, probably reassured by the butt slap. Actually, this is like the best touch he's had in a while. He's very used to getting butt slapped by his cousin, and has largely been like kicked in the throat and thrown about, and like it's been a rough. Like, he's been in like a battle, even if he's been from like kind of like the commander point. It's like, yeah, things are normal sometimes. And then puts his hand.
Slaps your butt.
Yep, exactly. Alabama. All right.
Okay.
Then Glynis does that thing where he like touches Cayman's shoulder and is like, "Hey man, good shit. Can I take over?"
Of course.
And then I step forward and I shout as best I can to the gravekeeper. I say, "My apologies. I rode here as soon as the news broke. I would like to meet under terms of parley. Is that acceptable?"
Your Highness, the gravedigger calls out, "Have you ordered these men to fire upon the loyal soldiers of his king?"
"Not personally. Unfortunately, it was done in my name. Can we speak about it? Shouting just isn't really for me. I got kicked in the throat recently. It's bruising. Anyway."
Of course. We are allies, even though someone's forgotten. Cayman?
Excellent. I'll be down in a minute. I'm gonna take Cayman with me, because I trust Cayman, even though he's a little, quick on the trigger. Maybe a couple of just like duders, and I'm like, "Hey guys, like, in an ideal world, these are our friends, man, and I want to figure out what they're doing. I want to know what's going on. This should be ceremonial, but we're just here in case their eyes turn black and demons are everywhere. We'll want a front line, but
Your Highness, they're traitors.
we should be good. Their Baron is a traitor and a demon, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are.
Wait, he's a demon?
I thought you were told that. We'll talk later, Cayman.
Cayman's
have a
like,
lot on my
my
mind."
mind is blown. We have a demon in the court?
Compartmentalized, man. Come on.
Is the king alive? He asks you as you open a postern gate and then head on out. You see that the gravedigger is on, like, the other side of the 10-foot gap. not having made the jump over. You see that there's like one dead guy, the dude you saw who fell poorly, and it's just like still frothing and twitching. Honestly,
I want to
look
just
around,
like
he's like the only casualty as well.
I just want to like I'm like jaunting out and I look and I'm like, oh, why? Okay, 10 feet's all we did, huh? And then I'm just gonna like jaunt over the gap, right? I am a monk and I am not exhausted, so I can just like jump over this gap. I'm just gonna land next to the Undertaker and be like,
He's like, what?
I am very sorry about this.
Snefru sneezes because he knows he's being talked about.
Chill runs over your spine. You just hear like fireball, really?
Your Highness, I don't know what happened in these past hours, but your man, Cayman, bastard that he is, fired upon us. He killed Steve.
He
and
did.
Gestures to the man who's twitching.
I apologize for Steve's death.
He was a
my
loyal
hope that his
supporter.
things-
He called out to you and you acknowledged him during your first battle.
He did, and I remember him, and will remember him forward. There has been so much going on in a single night. It's hard to imagine. I have to ask, Gravekeeper. I know we have not gotten off on the best foot. I know that your loyalties are strong, and my adventures around your lands have been destructive, but I need you to answer me true and plain. What is it that brings you and the garrison to the city?
I was told by my master, and also my baron, to come here post-haste and aid in the killing of Neordians. Apparently, everything's being dedicated to pushing them into the island, and they no longer care if the Neordians overrun the countryside.
I see. I will speak plainly, as it seems that it is best that the truth is faced head-on in these strange times. I have tried my best to play the game, so to speak, in the past, and it has burnt me.
Oof.
Your Baron has taken control of the crown inside the keep. He, along with some traitorous knights, have essentially, in the words of the Sir Knight that guards my father, done a coup d'etat. More strikingly, it seems there are forces of devilry at play in the keep as well. I am essentially fighting a fight on two sides. One, the keep at my back, and the Neordians in the city at my front. It was alarming and terrifying to hear that Lord Bryce Bronson's men are marching upon the city in the dead of night after the revelations of the last day. I want and need your men, but I need their loyalty, which means, as I look to the frothing mouth of the clearly berserked individual, I need yours.
Yeah, poor Steve, man. He believed in me, and I led him to his death.
So I'm going to ask you plainly, here on this bridge. Will you serve me, Crown Prince Glynis Marchette, in service of this country? Or will you serve... I'm going to say this demon's name for the first time because I want to see his reaction to it. And I have it written down, don't worry. Sigmalath.
Don't you
I
mean
asked him.
Sigmu Moth? He corrects your pronunciation like a dickhead. Clearly aware of the name. Your Highness, I don't serve anyone except for the Baron, of course, who is my societal overlord, but also the king himself, your father. I'm a loyal man. I made my oath like any good vassal should. I bent the knee. Your Highness, you tell me to kill a man and I will kill him. But as to overall command, he says, maybe like 600 of these dudes would definitely follow you. The others, unfortunately, are bound to your hate Baron at the moment. Myself included.
Well, that means they are bound to you. For
I don't
he is
care
not
so
going
much
to
about
issue.
those 600. They're conscripts. We conscripted them. I'm an honorable man, Your Highness. Or at least I'd like to think so. So I will tell you plainly, since you've done me the same favor. Were the Baron to tell me to coup the government, he would be breaking his oath as Baron, and thus not have my loyalty any longer.
Very good. I apologize for the arrows that you met here. I was hoping to ride to you before this could happen. On my honor, as Prince, I have spoken to you true. Bryce Bronson has attempted a coup and taken over the keep. You know his name to be Sigmalath, then you know what he is capable of, and perhaps even more than me, you know what his aims may be. But if your loyalty is to this kingdom, as you say it is, and I want to see you by my side, come, let us drive the Neordians from our walls.
That's what I like to
and
hear,
I
Your
want to like, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a piece of wood, like a plank or something, like that was near the, like maybe that was like barricading the door that we walked through. And I'm gonna like take that and like ceremonially lay it down like a bridge. And I'm gonna ask that they be let through.
Okay. Cayman is like, they're fucking traitors. What are you? He does the defeat Cobra as like, what is he doing? He's making a mistake, Yonsei. Talk to him.
I like see this happening and I like walk over to him and put my arm around him like he's a bud. And I just say, the sins of our fathers are not the sins of the sons. We cannot hold what his lordship Bronson has done against these people, especially given that he is a demon. We will need them for the kingdom, the country. Let us face the Neordians first, and we will turn our attention to the traitorous scum when need be. And then I'm just gonna like collapse like into the river or something. I'm just gonna it's like Glynis is just like out of adrenaline.
You ragdoll. Oh my god, he's fainted on me. What an honor. Came in shouts. Alright. You order the men to cross. And the Gravedigger will hop on over Red Rover style. And we jump to our boys. Already in combat. Ursale, Dizem, Snefru. The fighting begins. And I want you guys, while I calculate some of my auto-resolve modifiers here, what exactly each of you are doing in this moment. Sean plays the good old-fashioned rap battle music because he loves rap battle. Guys, I need you to buy me time so I can do math. Not all.
Dyson,
Snefru's-
you're our commander. Let's hear what the battle plan is.
Yeah, Dyson.
We're already in battle.
So what's the plan?
Well, what Dyson's plan was simple. Dyson has gotten a lot better at being a cleric since he started in this kingdom. And within that time, he's gotten a lot more access to powerful magic. And for the first time in this battle, he is going to push himself to the absolute limit and cast spell after spell to absolutely demolish the enemy and any commander he gets his eyes on. To the point where he casts Spirit Guardians and just starts going ham on anyone getting close to the front line. He sees a commander and he's just gonna book it in their general direction, trying to bash in any foes in his way.
So I think then, are the three of us just the tip of the spear then? We're taking a bunch of our senior well-trained men and we're just trying to be the tip of the spear and push through the enemy forces?
If you want to join me on the crusade of power and demolish this front line, you guys are well within your power to join me. I'm not going to force you on this dangerous expedition, but I'm going to absolutely listen to what I was told and command this army as an example. Give it my all. Spend
So we're
my
commanding
spells.
from the front line. We're tip of the spear with our senior men trying to push through the initial garrison and make headway through towards where we need to stop reinforcements coming to.
Okay.
Sounds like.
I love to hear it. Go ahead and subtract as many spell slots as you feel is comfortable. This battle will last at least an hour, but if not more, by the time reinforcements show up to tip this even more in your favor. I'm still doing some calculations for the Neordians, but I feel like I've got your bonus here. And then all I need to do is roll a dice.
Is there anything particular you wanted to say, Snefru?
Snefru is exhausted. He's following his orders because he feels like he messed up previously. And so he is using all of his first level spell slots to grease under enemy troops.
Fucking greasing them up!
I'm going to offer you a jar of honey.
Ooh.
Quick, down this real quick.
You shove sticky, viscous honey in his mouth so that he can regain another grease spell.
Yep.
Delicious.
Just wand in one hand. Other hand, he's licking honey off his fingers.
Aw.
And he's launching it. Troops marshal up a set of stairs, and he just greases the stairs underneath them.
Snefru is giving me Winnie the Pooh vibes, like Winnie the Pooh the War Wizard.
Oh,
Bother! Threesome.
Oh, bother.
Grease!
Okay.
Piglets!
Party! Specifically, you know what, Dyson? I'm gonna have you roll this. I want you to roll me a 1d6 plus 6 for fun. And then I'm going to roll this beautiful red die. Because after doing the
Does-
calculation...
Hell yeah.
Does 12 work?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty alright.
We're gonna have to up your leadership value after this.
Dyson might be a cleric of life, but these hands can take it as well.
They rolled a 1! Oh.
I can give life and I can take it away.
You!
Guys, I'm just a disappointed father on the battlefield. I brought you into this world and I can take you out of it.
Yeah,
Memphis.
the enemy soldier. I don't even know you.
That's what spirit guardians are, actually. They're just everybody, like every enemy soldier's grandfather, just disappointedly staring at them until they wilt.
It's super effective.
What are all these father figures doing?
I told you to hold the light steady.
That brings us to 296-ish. Okay. You rolled as best as you could, and they rolled as worse as they could. And whether it's because the raider detachment, this great big block of raiders that have been getting whittled down, the original people who invaded days ago, are being just supported by levies that have been being stockpiled effectively at your docks and haven't actually seen combat yet, having been the hidden reinforcements, you trounce them. You bulldoze all over them as they suffer what is known as a decisive defeat, losing a casual half of their forces immediately just on you guys entering combat. And within the hour, your whirling dervish of spirit guardians, what do they look like? We've never seen them before, have we?
Octopuses.
They are actually
With
not any cephalopods. Instead, it is an assortment of different types of apex fish of the ocean.
Oh.
You will see things like spearfish, lionfish, barracudas, just random fish some fish you've never seen before. One looks like a giant
One
piece
with a
of
little
kelp,
light.
anglerfish, eels, and they are just going at it. It is a feeding frenzy for them of the spirit world.
It sure is. As they do what is known as necrotic damage, because John gets to decide that, and they are definitely... Your god definitely is not one of the radiant gods, I promise you that much, Dyson.
I'm doing my best in this
You're
holy
doing your
world.
best. The Marchette Band of the Horn, also known as Glynis's Band of the Horn, is in support, followed by the Prince's First, mostly militia, who have decided to throw their lot in at supporting the garrison, which Yonsei had summoned through trickery and deceit. You cut down hundreds of Neordians as Glynis tells the Allians to come on in. Guys, fucking Dizem said we're gonna push them into the river, and you guys are gonna push them into the river as you go forward and forward and forward. When suddenly, oh, excuse me, an encounter occurs. And John has to check to make sure. Hey, Yonsei, or not Yonsei, Ursale.
Yep.
This guy, he doesn't realize Dizem's in the lead. You look more majestic and champion-like than anyone else. When you see a character, a creature, a champion of the Neordians call out to you in particular, demanding a champion duel, would you like to accept and gain honor for free? Or would you like to just instantly kill them?
What?
You could just bowl them over with your numerical advantage here. Ignore the...
Nah.
Oh, okay. I'm just giving you the option of cheating this person out of an honorable duel.
But we love honor.
If this can break their morale and cause them to retreat and surrender sooner, then we have to kill less of them, and that's good.
Okay. John is busting out the champion stat block. Whoa, he's huge. Why are you so big, sir? Come down here. It's awkward because he's wearing a bear pelt, and that just to insult you, you know?
Oh my goodness, this guy's so dead.
This guy is so dead, unironically. His health doesn't even roll. That's how dead he is. Oh no. John's gonna roll his health in secret and give it, but I need you, and only you, since no one else is nearby, to roll initiative. As this guy does the same. Oh, he rolls good.
I believe I roll it at disadvantage because I'm exhausted.
Is it a skill check?
It is an ability check.
Then yes.
Oops, sorry, I rolled 3 times, so it's a 16.
Sounds good to me.
You guys tied in initiative.
Guys,
That's
it's tied.
fantastic.
Y'all tied.
Wait, you guys... Oh,
That
they
is-
share the same dex mod,
They got-
too. Okay.
They got an exact tie.
Champion
my,
versus champion.
my dice is not rolling, so I can't see its health. Why isn't it doing
So
this?
me like, just pick a number, any number.
I'm not gonna pick any number. I'm just gonna roll them manually, I guess.
5
there it goes.
million.
That took literally 15 seconds. Alright, not the worst health. Much worse than yours. But, you know, what can you do? There we go. You can see his red health bar. You guys go at the same time, so I'm going to just flip a coin, which it will be a d6. 1, 2, 3, it goes first. 4, 5, 6, you go first. You go first, Ursale. Everything
I'm
narratively
going to-
happens. Okay, you bust out the rage immediately. You fucking start swinging away.
Yeah, and I'm going to attack with advantage from reckless attack. My AC is low. He's going to hit me. That's fine.
Alright,
24 to
Yep.
hit.
that clears.
17 damage.
Alright.
20 to hit.
Ow! He's 20 doesn't.
12 damage.
This guy realizes
Yields.
he's made a mistake immediately and swings back. At advantage, 21.
That's it.
You're raging, so it's half of 15. And then another 21. Or half of 15, so 15 in total. You know, against anyone else, this guy is max rolling damage, apparently. And you get clipped twice, don't care, and immediately bring down the hammer.
Yep, that's what's happening.
Still reckless? Oh my god.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. You kill him. His head doth explodeth as John's... all of his APIs aren't working. Uh-oh. You will kill him as John manually puts up the red X. The champion goes down. Please add +1 honor to your character sheet immediately, Ursale. You accepted the challenge. It goes down. Ugh. You knock off the fucking bear pelt that he's wearing. The insult to your god. He casted Destroy Head. It's true. Very good. And you...
So that's what Shatter 2 looks like.
You guys make your way towards the freaking docks, Ursale. A bloodbath ensues as you see people getting off the river, not ready, and it becomes a mini marathon as the river boats that are dropping people off are suddenly picking people up. Yeah, it doesn't go well for the Neordians at all. You kind of raffle stomped them. Good job. Unfortunately, these Neordians would have had a chance to retreat, but because their access to retreat is entirely gone, they're enveloped in the city, you shatter them entirely. And the Alliance, who quickly follow up after the hour or so battle that took place with Common, and then the negotiations that followed, show up late to the party and start butchering people. It becomes a bloodbath as Neordians start looking for a way out. Glynis is asleep, so no one's here to command them. The Gravedigger doesn't seem to care, because this is what he was brought in to do. And Snefru, Ursale, and Dysum are at the edge of the river, fucking threatening the boats with firebolt and other sorts of fiery deterrents. Guys, congratulations. You've defeated the Neordians in the city. Huzzah! Huzzah! Woo!
Huzzah! Woo!
Hours pass as the killing continues. what do you guys do? As well,
Um,
let's focus on the people at the river, real quick. Because they just won the battle. Guys, Snefru, your firebolts dissuade boats from coming forth, because they don't have that many boats. You look to your friend, Dizem, who must have killed like 30 people with his Roomba Death swirly quipper attacks. And you look to Ursale, who has champion blood on his hands. Snefru, what do you say in this moment of victory?
In a very meek, extremely tired voice, Snefru goes, "For the horn!"
No more horns. It's sleep time.
What a... You know, you're a war wizard. I think I did pretty well.
Yes. No, that was amazing, Dizem. I've never seen such efficacy from a holy man on the front lines. I think it was your amazing, inspiring talent, as well as Ursale and Yonsei's plan cricket, Yonsei. That won us, it seems, the day.
Tonight, the river will feed on the blood of the many men who died on this battlefield. And tonight we party.
Yes. You will be
You
partying.
party, I sleep.
Ursale, tired, you, Dizem, Snefru. Job complete. Guards at the ready. Will feel a great sense of relief as you watch the boats move away, upriver. Snefru, as you're walking the streets into it, you see, the bloodthirst of the Livistians, killing any Neordians who are hiding out, little buildings that are burned out, acting as final stands. No calls for surrender have been given. No one's taking prisoners today. It is butchery at its most primal. What's going through your mind real quick, Snefru, as you don't want to call it barbarity, because it's, civilized killing, but here you are, just watching people die in the distance and hearing them.
It destroys his vision of what war is supposed to be. Like, there's supposed to be some honor in war. And this is, as to himself, it is barbarity. Immense sadness if he witnesses any of the butchery up close. Like, you've probably never seen Snefru this disheartened.
Yeah. You feel a bit of whiplash, I suppose, because, what you guys did on the way there was fucking great. It was glorious. You shoved back the enemy who matched you in strength. You overpowered them with a spearhead attack. No greater glory has ever been gained in a battlefield, in an urban environment. And now you come back and you're like, oh, this is what winners do to losers.
Mm-hmm.
Ursale, what about you? Are these heretics being slain worth moral consideration? I mean, one guy mockingly put on a bear pelt. I mean, it was a black bear pelt, the weakest of the bears, because the, grizzly bears, they're the most big and honorable and cool, right?
Right. I mean, so here's the thing, is the, Church of the Bear is not so much, it's not like the, bear is a sacred animal that can't be killed or hunted. That's not that big of a deal. He's wearing a pelt to me, right?
Okay.
it's, maybe a small sign of honor, right? If he fought it in glorious combat, you know. But I think Ursale thinks, like a bear, right? A bear can share water with other animals if it's not hungry. It's actually, apparently, other animals can approach a bear if it's recently eaten or it already has something to eat with it. It's not that dangerous, right? You kill what you have to, not what you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this goes against that. This is abhorrent, right? This is not what you should be doing.
What about you, Dyson?
If nothing else, a complete waste of energy.
You're a man of the sea. You come from the ocean. Down where it's wetter. Down where it's better. What is this to you, Dyson? Is this the natural things?
Well, if you'll take it from me, John. You can't beg the ocean not to drown.
True. Based.
So, although if Dyson does find people, he will take them prisoner. He'll try to stop the slaughter where he sees it, but this doesn't hurt him in any way. He knows this is just the natural order of things. People die, people drown, ships crash. You can't stop all of it. And for the most part, this is just how things would have gone any other way.
That presents a funky little question to me, Dyson. Does Dyson view, like, societal conflict, war, violence, and, like, let's just keep it to those two examples, as, like, a natural force within the world? Or is this, like, a unnatural thing he's watching?
Dyson knows two sides of the coin. You can have peace, you can have the calm of the ocean, and you can have no waves crashing against the shore on a peaceful day. But there are also days where storms come, storms take ships, storms destroy towns, hurricanes form. So, this was not a peaceful day on the ocean to Dyson.
Okay.
This was a storm. And although it could have been a peaceful day if they would have surrendered before the battle, they didn't.
Very true. They did not. Dyson, you walk past, and although you will attempt to take prisoners, these Livistians, who are taking revenge for their society, they followed you into combat, but the moment you, an outsider's like, no, we must not kill them because so-and-so, they kind of just outright ignore you, and dismiss what you tell them to. Which, sucks to hear, and is insubordination. You were empowered to be their leader. There's just no authority or chain of command in these following hours after a battle. Especially in an urban environment where it's easy to go outside of a immediate hierarchy. And now we jump to Yonsei and Glynis. Glynis, we'll get to you last, because you're asleep when the battle concludes. Heroically.
Okay.
Heroically napping, as it were. So, you have such faith in your men. But Yonsei, you spectated the battle, if not participated in the tail end. And I want to know what Yonsei was doing as the Aliens sort of stormed through the entrance nonchalantly, and then began to head to where the fighting was.
So having heard, Yonsei's plan was, like, go down to, like, the like, I don't know, beach or whatever that, like, was within sight of, like, the bridge center, and, like, was waiting to hear sign to destroy it. Didn't hear it. Assumed everything was great. Is there, like, a boat out here? Like, did
No.
Yonsei had to have gotten here somehow.
Via wheelbarrow. They just wheelbarrowed you out there.
Yeah, they could wheelbarrow you out.
Okay, great.
Carry me, men. Like 4 people will just
exactly.
show up, each holding a leg of a chair.
Yancey is exhausted, and the more exhausted Yancey is, the more like dramatic they are. So it's like, oh, I can't bear to walk, please. I need someone strong and masculine with an open shirt to carry me around. So not being able to destroy the bridge, very sad. I'm trying to think. I feel like Yancey might just like stick around and like take a nap here and be like, wake me when I need to destroy the bridge because this is my life's mission. Or like might like go check out what's happening and shatter some boats in the water.
Oh my god, yes. We'll shatter something, by God. If it's not a bridge, it's a boat.
Exactly, right? Yeah. It's like, I need to destroy something.
Yancey.
What does it look like over the water? Like, knowing with that, like, where the Niordian troops were on that side of the river, and knowing that the river is not very big, can I get an insight as to what's going over there? Yancey might just, like, stay here and, you know, be at the
You
ready.
will see that across the river, and although John really wishes this mile was like 10 miles or 5 miles wide, which would make it the biggest river in our world, it's obviously not that big, and this is a map detail. You know how maps are. You see that across the river, maybe a few hundred feet away, there are Neordians who are spies, literally watching, scouts, who witnessed the early dawn battle from Cayman's militia versus the Eilean garrison. They undoubtedly reported it to their chain of command, or at least spread it around, but no follow-up attack comes. In fact, the entire Neordian force isn't even moving to Eilean right now. They're holding their ground for some reason. Which is suspicious, I suppose. It looks like they have gotten reinforcements, although terrified reinforcements who were haunted by a certain Sonny, as well as a certain millman and a random guy that, used to exist. But for the most part, there's just a great big camp that has been erected here. Fortifications are even being put down from all the excess lumber in this area. When the city begins to, or the forces in the city begin to go over here, none seem to move. They're like, okay, well, they fucking lost. No big deal. And sort of leave their fellow Neordians to their fate against the avenging children of Eilean. Yeah.
All right, Yancey's gonna stay here. Yancey had a mission of shattering the bridge if necessary. And that mission has not changed. Because that's suspicious behavior.
Yeah.
And Yancey is like again exhausted, like probably like just like lounging like in a wheelbarrow or like being held by someone, like does like the scheming like fingers.
Your job is to hold me.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
What? Okay.
It's like, I'm too tired to think hard about why this might be happening.
Okay.
Take me somewhere to take a nap.
They do so. They take you to where Glynis is after you wake up from your nap. Glynis, at one point, Cayman or one of his dudes will dutifully report the victory that you and your contingent brought upon the city. Do you just go back to sleep immediately and are like, hell yeah? Or do you get...
No, I think Glynis didn't intend to pass out for the entire battle, but it seemed like a thematically fun thing to happen on the bridge. But having been awakened from this unfortunate lapse in judgment, Glynis is like, it's like we did it. We're victorious. Excellent. That's step one. And then he's like, he has to like get ready. Glynis is now of the opinion that we need to turn our attention to the keep while we have the chance. And he's thinking his hard. He goes into like a think tank because he needs to figure out how much and how quickly he can deal with the demons. Because he wants to take Eileen's garrison and shit them back out into Eileen. But he's trying to decide whether he needs them and whether he needs the Gravedigger and how much of a risk it would be to take the Gravedigger closer to the demon. And so I think that hearing that they won, he's like, hell yeah, it worked. Holy shit. Like Glynis was a little fatalistic about his chances in the city, like as little as like it's 48 hours ago, 72 hours ago, and it has been a whirlwind of stuff here. But I think he starts like drawing lots in his brain of like, I know my party needs to be with me. They're the best shot I have, right? I know that I want this guy and this guy. The Gravekeeper, he's a big question mark. And I'm trying to come up with a plan of like, I need to make sure boats don't come back to the city. I'm trying to figure out who goes to the docks. I need to get people back in the countryside because I don't want the New Orleans uncontested in the countryside. And I need to figure out who I'm taking to put the demons down. Because it seems like we have an opportunity to contain that now, and it probably should happen. He's also considering sending a, like, raven to Muscle Mommy down in Liurna, and being like, hey, this is all the shit that's gone down. You're my ally, you need to know. And then trying to figure out how good or bad an idea that is.
You will come up with these plans. You might even send out this letter. Though, trained ravens are probably not what you guys would use. It might be pigeons or doves or something of the like. And you're unsure if there's a pigeon master who did not send his pigeons free during the invasion. Who knows what happens? We'll resolve that later. Instead, the party regathers for Snefru. Scraw, scraw! An owl comes down. That sounds a lot like a raven, actually. Coo-hoo! Tove comes down. And you sent him out last night. In the middle of the night, in fact, before morning, to look for the prince. And he's finally come back, having found Glynis. You see a quick vision up through his memory of the gatehouse. There's a little bit of a tree line there, where you see the prince, as well as Yonsei, who's conked out, resting in a hammock, being held by some random person for comfort, apparently.
Important part of my recovery.
What do you do with this information, Snefru, seeing that Ursala and Dizem are watching the city with two distinct, different outlooks?
Well, first I reprimand Tove, because I found the prince before Tove. When the prince showed up at the church.
You sent him north. He found him south. What could he have done?
It's like, Tove, we need to work on this. And okay. I've seen the Eileen troops. So what Tove just confirmed what I already knew about Glynis, and now I know where Yonsei is?
Yeah.
Okay. I begged Tove to go play a prank on Yonsei.
Yonsei, you will awaken 30 minutes
Disturb
later,
my beauty rest.
to an owl quite literally pooping on you. It is disgusting. It's horrifying. And you see the owl too. Yonsei, would you like to end Tove?
Would I like to end Tove?
Yeah.
It is an inconvenience for Snefru to have to bring Tove back, and I know that. Do I know Tove to be someone that would ever play a prank on Snefru? Like, would Tove ever betray Snefru
Never.
like that?
They
Okay.
physically can't.
All right.
Unless Snefru
Damn.
orders
I guess
them
you have to fucking die then, and just like backhand it with like mage hand.
You summon your mage hand and punch him. Make an attack roll. That's the magic of a ritual.
what does
It's
it do?
defeated. Just be 1d20
Oh, can't
plus.
attack. Oh, never mind.
Do it anyway. We're overruling it.
Okay. All right.
John
I don't think I have anything.
hates Tove.
I hate.
What do I add to
familiars.
this even?
Spell attack, probably.
Spell attack. Yeah,
That's
do a
good.
spell attack.
There's
roll.
a 10, technically plus 5, I think.
Yeah, you knock him
Yeah,
out
that
of the
hits.
sky. He
He's gone.
falls down. The crashing, bludgeoning damage will kill him. Is 1 hit point.
Terrible. What has bird poop on it? Just my clothes?
Your beret with the feather.
My feathered beret. God.
Worth 10 gold.
The dirt.
Worth 10 gold.
Snapper, you feel the disconnect of Tove, and you, in that moment when he can communicate, he's like, "Don't summon me back." Begging you not to re-summon him.
Yeah, Tove's gonna have a little bit of a vacation in the spiritual realm for a little bit.
Okay.
It's my favorite hat.
Party after hours. The celebration doth begin, whether you started it or somebody else did. The garrisons, the armies, the militia think it's victory time. You all
I
regather.
want the regular soldiers. I want the regular soldiers to have that chance. I think it's an important, like, emotional release after the horrors of war. But I want the people in charge, right? Like, I want Cayman and the Undertaker and like all the like squad leaders. I want them assembled because there's still work to be done.
You will call out for runners to be dispatched. Cayman, honorable, close to your side. We're going to say you're all at the gate specifically, since that's where Glynis can be found, rather than at the church where I have your tokens all. Cayman's nearby. He will do so. The princes first will send their good old gamer, a Knight Captain Vidomar, as well as his second, who will trot on over. The Band of the Horn doesn't we currently have an unnamed veteran lieutenant from one of your barons. What's his name? From Fort of
Leaks.
Stone, who... No, it's another guy. You met him with the Paladin encounter.
Actually, I have it written on the fort name down there.
Yeah. This guy will show up as well to relay or get new orders. The Band of the
Jacobist?
Horn is by far the most disciplined of the people, which is to be expected, for all of them are somewhat veteran adventurers who have been brought together under state wealth. However, the Gravekeeper seems to be having trouble being located at this moment.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
Is Yonsei
Okay.
awake
Do you
now?
gather us together as well, or can we sleep?
I'm
I'm tired.
if you would like to sleep, Glynis will not require your presence. You are summoned, but under the understanding that we've all been up for like 72 hours, and not all of us had a cat nap in the afternoon. So if Ursala is like, I'm gonna hit the cot, actually, big chillin'.
Okay.
Sneffer's gonna hide with Ursale for fear of retribution from Yancey.
Did Yancey get a nap in longer than 30 minutes?
For sure.
Great. Yeah, because Yancey slept through most of that battle. Absolutely was not.
5 hours then. You're fine.
Great.
You know, not short
All right.
rest, but definitely, if it was the old rules, like 5 short rests in a row, right? Glennis, Yancey, technically Dizem, technically Ursala, and Snefru if they choose to do so. You may have a scene together if you would like, or I can move us
showing up.
forward as Glennis gives out orders.
I think the idea is that Glynis thanks everyone. It's like, all of you gathered here have been like incredibly loyal and have dealt with like a very rough hand. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for the good service. Our city would not be safe here today without you all, and I mean that, every one of you. Unfortunately, it is my turn to be bearer of further bad news. While the men celebrate and release the steam from a hard-earned victory inside our city walls, it is time for us to address a difficult truth. The king has been usurped inside of the keep by one Baron Bryce Bronson. He has shown himself to me to be a consorter of demons. There is a threat of them undoing the good we have done here today. We still have the threat of Niord at our gates as well. And I want our men to rest and rest well, but we must be on the move in the future. You have all done such great service and have proven your loyalty to me, so I shall share with you today what is actually happening and what we need to do moving forward. I then download like a sanitized version of the like state of affairs, but specifically leave out the fact that Daddy Dearest is working with them, right? I make it sound like Bryce Bronson is not a demon himself, but like is a consorter of demons, and has brought their threat to the castle, has usurped the power of the king, and threatens to unleash them into Livistio. I also tell them that Prince Vidar is an ally in like wolf's clothing, and it represents our best chance of dealing with the hammer. If we can get in a position where Emil can be smashed, we can count on his like support. And I tell them about the troops that I'm hopefully are supposed to be coming from Liurna, and I trust that that will happen eventually. And so like I set out orders to like, I want the Eileen garrison out of here, and I kind of want to locate the Underkeeper. But if the Gravekeeper can't be found, then I want somebody put in like official charge, and I think I want to like nominate Cayman, because this dude's a fanatic and he's efficient and he gets shit done.
You honor me.
And I can trust that he has my best interests, at heart. And so like if we can't get the Underkeeper, I want Cayman to take over the Eileen garrison, and get them redeployed across the bridge, or if need be, like further east, to protect our countryside and to represent forces to like bear against like the main army, because as I point out, while we have demons at our door, Niord does not represent safety or a way of life that we can accept. They wish to destroy us and our country and our people. Whether they have been brought here by the manipulations of demons or not, they are not our friends, they are not our allies, and they seek to do us harm. And we cannot let that threat go unaccounted for either. And so I get like a list of people that like I trust, including like Sir Matheson and like some of the like people I've grown close to in the Band of the Horn and my allies and some others. And I'm gonna take a smaller force, but like a small personal army, and I want to go deal with the keep. And then I want to stage a position at the docks to prevent boats from coming back, right? Armed with like fire arrows and shit. I want a small assortment here. And like basically I want everybody else to like come here and be like, we're gonna put a stop to this this Neordian army, or at least like we're gonna wait until we get the position to do it. And hopefully I march into the kingdom and deal with the demons with my party and my homies. And we get out of there relatively quickly and come like rejoin, but it's something that needs to be dealt with. And basically I'm like, these people are my allies, and I give them the download basically 95% and try to issue orders.
You issue orders, Glass. As the 20th bleeds into the 21st, as night and all this must take precedence, or it takes time. That's the downside of moving a lot of people. You have to communicate to scattered bands, people who are hunting Neordians down, and tell them like, hey, are you from the Eileen garrison? Common's apparently your commander now.
Well, as long as the Gravekeeper goes unfound, I assume that he does. But if we can find him, I want to bring. I don't know if I give him the same treatment I give these people, but I want to like empower him to do the right thing, and give him the choice to betray me and deal with that if it does.
Okay. Everyone else, you gather, you leave behind a small garrison at the river and at the gate, and God, this takes hours, actually. I need to check my math here.
The way I see this, John, this is like a speech I give, or like I thank people individually, I relay orders, I give them the download, and this is all that happens that night. And then we rest, the people party or whatever because they need to. And then the next day we begin the process of this is what happens next.
Perfect.
Right? I wanted the leadership ready to jump on that. I wasn't like, we're moving now at midnight. It's like we've won the day. I want my people to like rest and sleep, but you are my inner circle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shake your hand, look you in the eyes, kiss the baby. And then diplomats, right?
Okay,
and then issue some orders, and like these are your orders for the future. Like tomorrow, this is what we're doing.
They'll figure that stuff out tomorrow, because tomorrow might never come. You all rest, trying to take a short rest for the first time in 4 days. But it wouldn't really be the ordeals of Livistio if there weren't more ordeals to deal with right after solving 1 to 4.
My suspicion's gonna be correct.
What's your suspicion, Yancey?
That they're going to attack after we think that we've won and we've partied. And in the middle of the night, Yancey is suspicious. And so Yancey does not sleep.
Yancey doesn't need spells back or bardics back. Oh.
I still
You're-
got my shatters.
You're on top of the bridge. You're looking at it. You're like, oh, I'm gonna break that
I'm
fucking thing the moment a Neordian shows up.
Whatever the soldier was that I conscripted to take a nap with me is like, you're my buddy now. Like,
I am your man-at-arms.
You're coming with
Billion.
me.
Nice to meet you.
His
Much
one
like
job
you
is to
do.
just brew stiffer and stiffer coffee throughout the night.
yeah.
Much like Ross and Joey, who don't want to admit that they're the best snuggle buddies in the world. Do you get this Friends
We are the
reference?
best
I'm
snuggle
sorry.
buddies in the world.
Excellent reference.
Thank you. That was a deep cut to my childhood. I haven't seen Friends in decades. You! Ursala's asleep.
Yeah, Beyonce only
during
sleeps during battles.
the orders. Yonsei's staring at this gate, paranoid of the Neordian assault. Snefru is also sleeping with Ursala, since that's what I heard last, but that may have changed.
Sneffer's the big spoon with Ursale.
Makes sense. Dizem, what are you doing? My mystery man from the ocean.
Ryzen's just meditating and praying to his god. Not
Yeah.
asking for anything, but like a thankful prayer for winning this battle.
Ooh.
As he doesn't
like
think
that.
he won it himself. It was the gift of his god to help him through it.
Yeah. Give me a quick religion check. It's pretty common for clerics to pray and meditate after violence. Okay, well,
5.
God, you really
Why
need
is
to
your
get to the
religion
ocean
so
soon.
low?
Dizem isn't smart.
For some reason, religion is mostly based on intelligence. But Dizem, you know, you need to get to
Historically,
the
I feel like
ocean
it isn't.
soon. You need to, like, genuinely commune with your goddess. This is like a sudden feeling you get as the... It's almost like you have a brain fog after the battle. You can't find a state of meditation. You can't feel... You don't feel the magical recovery coming, or the comfort that is having a magical connection to a greater being. Oh. It sucks. No matter how long you try, it just sucks. And Glynis, after your meetings are done, what do you do? Are you returning back to sleep? Are you walking
I
around
mean,
the city?
I'm sure Glynis has like things to attend to, right? He whatever needs be done, right? To check on the troops, actually figure out the logistics of where everyone is, right? I think he's doing administrative tasks for some time, but there's no Glynis's orders were the things he was focused on, right, in terms of like an actionable task. I think he's doing general princely administrative duties and then probably meditating over his ink pot again, or sleeping, as some might call it. But I think he sees this as a win for now. We need to rest and recover so that we can move on to the next. But yeah, I mean, like, make sure that there are at least some people taking watches, right? Making sure things are running properly, I guess, is his task until it's time for sweet dreams.
Okay. Doing your best impersonation of a hover mom, you go to scattered bands and say, "Do you have people watching while you guys rest?" You go, you get organized. You view the destruction that your army dealt while you were unconscious. You hear tales of Dizem's heroics specifically, as well as Ursale 1v1ing a champion who he absolutely clowned on. No one can contest this. He shattered that man's head. Everyone talks about how heroic he was. But as the night begins to come and people start pillaging / raiding their own city for supplies, resources, liquor, and other sorts of celebratory things, your night will be a warm one, you realize, as the cold river water creates a fog-like effect during the nighttime. Yancey, we do a jump cut to you as you are hovering over the battlements, waiting for a Neordian. So knowledgeable. When a fog begins to roll over the countryside, obscuring the Neordian camps. Now it just has an ominous orange glow to them all. And you're like, oh, they're coming. I know they're coming. There has to be some strategic gambit. They're not just gonna let this defeat go unanswered, surely.
Is this a magical fog?
I mean, a whiff of the arcane. Of the arcana, if you will.
Sniff it. Sniff for the arcana.
I feel like Yancey's more a stick the tongue out and taste the fog.
Oh, yeah.
Your tongue goes out. Billiam wonders if this is like you advancing the relationship you guys have. When
Hold my hand, Billy.
he holds your hand as you taste the air. Yancey, how much magic air have you, like... You must have experienced some before. There's no way you wouldn't have.
What magic have I inhaled, you might ask?
Yeah. You think of all the smokes you've inhaled over your life when you were at college, whatever that looked like, as well as your homeland. He remembers Juan, the Great Wall that protects the northern territories of Eos Minoris, where you currently stand, where you live in, where you've been in all of your life. And you remember the lands beyond, the Foul Realm, where demons and fiends run amok in a barren waste. They used to be quite beautiful, you were told. It used to be a sprawling kingdom that had once rivaled the Eldar Protectorate. You remember all sorts of cool stuff about stories and other things revolving around your homeland. Grandpa, as he's known, the Lord Swan himself. And it's as you're like having this reverie, the brain fog in your own mind, you refocus on the Neordians whose lights haven't moved. But yeah, this feels magically charged. There is magic in the air, Yancey, affecting this entire area. It wouldn't show up on a detect magic, that's how thin it is, but... Yeah,
But
someone's casting
would
spells.
Would it be taken care of with the spell magic, or do I need to find where this magic is coming from?
Spell magic,
to do that.
unfortunately, is far too small. It would need to cover a much wider area. Even if I gave you 120 feet of its full range, a 120 feet AoE around yourself, it would only dispel the magic around you, Yancey.
Yeah, I would need to find the one where the spell is being cast directly.
This is like a river's worth of fog currently coming up.
Okay.
It's getting dense, too, as the minutes and hour drags on.
Can I tell where the fog is coming from? Does it seem like it's...
It's all
If I look
around you,
behind me
Yancey.
towards the keep, does it seem thicker towards the keep, or does it seem thicker towards the Neordians?
God, I'm gonna need an insight check from you to figure out where it's coming from. Where you might think this magic doth cometh.
As I continue to sniff the air,
You sniff
like a
the
bloodhound
air.
with a 9.
Yancey, it's all around you. Maybe it's more north than it is south, but which way is south, you start asking yourself as you're clearly staring
I never
west,
paid
but then you
attention to
turn
that. Yeah,
slightly.
I don't
There's
know.
Billiam. He was at your northeast, and now you're getting a little disoriented, Yancey.
Fuck.
You need to find Snefru. He knows how to deal with magical bullshit.
Damn, Snefru does know how to deal with magical bullshit. I'm I'm gonna slap Billy on the ass, and without not giving inspiration, this is just a butt slap. This is
How kind of you.
this is a butt slap between comrades, and I send Billy to go find the small wizard boy, the small wizard man.
Who ironically is hiding from specifically you.
Well, I'm not the one looking for him, am I?
All of you. Glynis, Ursale, Snefru, Dizem, Yonsei, Billiam. Good old Billiam. Heading on over to where Snefru is. Because he paid attention.
We're gonna get
and
married
saw.
one day, Billiam and I.
Unless he dies
William's
in the
gonna be
next
69
24 hours. I would like you and this entire city to make me what is known as a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God.
As the midnight hour doth striketh, people are resting down. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Hey! Oh!
Someone is smart.
Hey!
Someone is wise.
Oh, it's because we're cuddling. That's why.
It's because you two are cuddling. That's the only reason. Many things are going to happen simultaneously, guys. You are all scattered around the city a little bit. And John needs to... I don't know why I deleted all your tokens. Goodbye. You know what? Party Marchette.
This is a reminder, as half-elves, Greg and I have this.
Then my half-elves, roll at advantage, please.
All right.
God damn it.
Improved slightly.
You're one off. God, no.
Story of our party. One off.
Yeah, it was DC 12, but it's fine. John is going to throw Glynis. Oh, Glynis, you're large again. I think everyone's going to be large again. Snefru.
But it's
nope.
large, you say?
Snefru. Yeah, I love them large. Snefru, Ursale can be found. Ooh, Ursale's big. Big McLarge.
That's my actual size compared to the city.
True.
Ursali's actually a kaiju. We just didn't tell you until now.
Oh, Yonsei's big.
In heart.
Dizem, where would you be meditating? Probably close to the water, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright.
As close as a body of water I can get.
Well, you know that the keep is closest to where safe water is. Because outside a fence, I mean, I suppose you could be close to... You'd probably be over here in this little foresty thing. Snefru and Ursale, you guys are on like an old market plaza. Where there's this great big stage where people would sell bulk things and like have shows and whatnot on it. It's not really a theater, but it's theater-esque. Like a public area where you guys are sleeping under an awning together. Snefru, of course, being the big spoon, for why would he dare be the small spoon? When a local man pushes at you, Snefru is like, Lord Snefru, Mr. Ursale, you two have been summoned. And you look at him, and for the briefest of moments, Snefru, you think he's a fucking Neordian coming to assassinate you. Just for like the tiniest moment of like, oh god, we're being attacked. And you suddenly pull your wand out as if it's like a gun, and you point it at it. It's like, oh! And you see it's like that fucking Billy guy that Yonsei was shacking up with in his stupid, hammock from earlier today. What do you say as...
I want to scare him, though. The tip of the wand starts to glow hot red in his face.
Please don't kill me.
It's like...
It's Yonsei's current thing.
Are we
what
thing
do
he
you
asked,
need?
hopefully?
Don't ask me. Obviously.
Oh. Ursale,
What is
Snefru,
it?
please tell me, what is your passive perception as you start to hear commotions all over this area?
11. Actually, right now it would be 6, because I'm at disadvantage from being fatigued.
Oof.
Mine's usually 12. So the same 6.
7, yeah. It's minus 5
Do I
for
still have
disadvantage.
exhaustion?
Yeah,
Or did I-
exhaustion's a long rest recover thing. You need a week
Oops,
off.
I have
yeah,
not been
it's
rolling
quite
with
debilitating.
I
Yonsei,
thought my nap would help me. I guess not. Okay.
or not Yonsei, Ursale. I keep mixing up your names because they end the same. Ursale, you start to hear, like, maybe it's revelry or maybe it's just people doing a weird hootenanny. You've heard stranger noises back in your own village and where the tribal people live in the mountains. Same to you, Sneffer. You hear, like, noises begin to, off in the distance, in buildings and in other little camps. The party people seeming to party late into the night. It's like midnight and people are, like, still going at it.
So at this point, we've gotten just a few hours of sleep, or, like...
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
From, like, 6 p.m. to 12 something.
God damn it. Couldn't you wait 2 more hours for me to get a short rest?
Lord Yonsei sent me now. Should I tell them that you're still asleep and refuse to go anywhere?
No, that would defeat the purpose anyways. Ursali, let's go. Plus all these people partying, we couldn't get good sleep anyways.
Yes, they're quite loud all of a sudden. And this guy will lead you back to where Yonsei is. And we'll hold off on Yonsei and Glynis again. Daizum, you're basically alone when suddenly, while trying to connect with your god and your head, you're surrounded by fog. There's some weird temperature thing going on. You feel warm, as if like the air outside is much hotter than it should be. You look around, and you're literally alone in a fog bank right now. You know that somewhere to your northwest, there should be a gatehouse where Yonsei is. You're unsure about Snefru and Ursale in this moment. What do you do?
Do I feel like any presence? Or do I sense anything out of the ordinary other than the fog?
Yeah, give me an insight check at disadvantage.
I'm just gonna roll twice.
Perfect.
There we go.
God.
Nice.
So I can't roll a save, but apparently I'm really good at figuring things out. Things intelligence versus wisdom.
You do feel a presence. You feel a force upon your shoulders and your mind. It's almost as if someone's like giving you a great big hug and like has their hands over your eyes in this moment.
This is not of the natural world.
No, it's not.
I am going to try to see if the fog is real to me by casting Create or Destroy Water and attempting to remove the fog from around me.
Ooh. Yeah, go ahead and subtract that spell slot as you cast this spell. And you are going to destroy all of the fog within a 30-foot cube of you. And suddenly, that presence is gone. You no longer feel this dizzying effect, and the brain fog as well as the literal fog is gone.
Do I know how far Yonsei is from me? Like
Hundreds of
approximately.
feet, at least.
Something's awry.
It's true.
I am going to take my holy symbol. I'm going to cover it in ink and press it to my skin. And then I'm going to harness some divine power return a level 1 spell slot to myself
Mm.
before I head out towards the gatehouse.
Okay,
Which
by
I
using
have
your
that.
channel divinity, you will do this.
I'll head to the gatehouse.
Dope. Give me a new wisdom save at advantage this time, now that you have seen the fog for what it truly is. Oh, the 14 does it. You push through to
Well,
the
at least I
gatehouse.
wanna. Yeah, I prefer that wisdom save way more.
Why'd you roll 3 times?
Feels- Did it roll 3 times?
It sure did.
I
bud.
don't know. I don't know why that rolled. I clicked it twice.
He just prefers it, John. Okay,
just
I don't
wants
know
to
the
roll
one
3
that he
times,
fancies.
True.
I clicked it twice, and I was like, "Huh, that's kind of weird. Why is there 3 numbers now? That's strange."
That is strange. You make it back to the gatehouse where Yonsei, you are called up at. You know, there's only a small little garrison here on, celebrating, or not celebrating, still on duty while everyone else is celebrating. And you, after being called down, see 3 Neordians down below shouting at you.
What?
Yeah, they're clad in the orange tunics, and their faces are a bit hazy. But in the fog, 30 feet below from you, infiltrators are right there yelling at you. Right now, Yonsei, what do you do?
On which side of the gate is this?
On your side of the gate. Inside the city.
Inside, they're calling. What are they calling me? You're saying, "Hey, what's up?"
No, it's garbled words right now, Yonsei. They're speaking in their stupid Neordian accents.
Ah, that stupid Neordian accent.
Yeah, it's like Dutch mixed with Netherlandians. It's super weird. The common is jarbled. Hey, what? Hey!
Okay.
Eons.
Yonsei's gonna look at, like, on the other side towards the bridge. Is there anyone on the bridge?
Nope.
No one's on the bridge. They're inside.
You're doing a double take.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Yonsei is not a fighter. Fighting hasn't seemed to have happened yet. So really casually, Yonsei is gonna, like, pose on the side and just be like, "Hey, hi, we're all friends here.
We're all friends.
I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me. How you doing?"
That's a great question to ask. That first, we have to cut to Glynis. Glynis, this heavy fog has rolled in. You're passing by camps when, all of a sudden, you watch, quite literally, in the strangest, surrealist way ever, a Neordian survivor duck from one side of the street, walking casually over to the next. He's armed, his weapon is currently out, and he seems to be heading straight to a camp of where your people are, to be partying. What do you do?
I call out to him. I like, "You, halt! By order of the prince, you are, armed and I give him the like authoritative stop, and also like, come hither and be punished.
You call out to this guy, and as he approaches you, sword in hand, he speaks at you with a Neordian accent. And
What does he say?
And he like looks at you funny, and you're like trying to focus in on his face, and he's like blurry.
I tell him that he is not allowed to be armed, but I am merciful and do not kill prisoners. If he places his sword down, I will take a Neordian captive. I have seen the Neordians' generosity when they returned ours, and I will return you to them.
What do you mean? And like that comes in clearly, and you're like, what?
Yeah. Greg is under the impression that the fog is fucking with him, so Greg is having a hard time like role-playing the like encounter, but I assume Glynis would like he would just use his authority voice and be like, drop your weapon, and then arrest him. And if he resists, I think Glynis gives him the like 3 kicks to the nards, but like maybe he's gonna start using the throat now because like that hurt.
He does not resist, but he seems more confused than anything else. And why we will stop our session here, mostly for the fact that people in the camp where you watch this guy head to are beginning to attack one another, and we will be needing to roll into initiative potentially here in a moment. This guy, whether he is charmed or not, seems to be treating you not as an enemy, as you hear discussion, a shout in Neordian to your right, and you watch as shadowed figures begin to move, and the sounds of battle resume. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. You kind of just won. Good job on that. But the ordeals continue into the next night. While I start tallying up experience points, please go around the table. Say something nice to each other, because we missed out on that opportunity at the start.
Yancey, I'm really impressed with how you dealt with that owl earlier.
That owl. God, wonder where that came from. I knew I should be suspicious. I was so sussy.
Must have been sussy.
Great job to the spearhead. I mean, we really did our job there. Spearing. I feel like we
Good
did an
job,
awesome
Spearhead.
job.
I feel like
Hashtag
Greece
Greece
is
Club.
underappreciated. It's called fell in battle for a reason. Watch where you step. But yeah, that was very impressive, and I think that plan Yancey the night before is what helped the roles that we, John's troop roles.
Beyonce was like, we're supposed to do this at midnight, but I work just as good at 3 a.m. Fuck it. It was good stuff.
Arguably more effective, because some people are
Arguably more effective, yeah. It was very good.
Like they're
It
just
wasn't
getting into
REM.
REM sleep at 3 a.m. They're like getting into those good dreams, and it's like, oh shit.
I mean, you're gonna ruin your life. I won't kill you, but you're gonna have a hard time.
Man, Dice has been on a roll last session coming up with that plan, and this session leading the charge.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
He deserves a church. I'm gonna say it.
Where's my
No
church, Glynis?
No
Am I
churches.
the only one that has dispel magic?
I've dispelled magic.
Okay,
Nice.
great.
I do have that.
Gentlemen.
But apparently, destroy
Wait.
fog's way cooler.
Oh yeah, destroying Fox, super cool. Everybody, please take home for me 700 experience points, and then we're gonna do reputation. We already gave out some points due to immediate actions. Yancey got a point of servility. Ursali got a point in honor for not just accepting, but obliterating the champion. Good job on that. Does anybody else get any cool points of reputation?
What was the XP again?
700.
700.
Huh?
700.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Can I double up points, or are they only allowed their one?
You can double up, for sure.
I think Yancey gets honor for being, like, so on the ball. She was like, the plan was to make them sonically unhappy, and, like, we didn't get it done, and we could just, like, bail on the plan, but no. I'm going out of my way to make sure that either a bridge gets destroyed or these soldiers are fucked up. I am helping out right now. It was just, like, made things happen. There, like, the level of follow-through was excellent.
Hell
I
yeah.
still have to destroy a bridge. Like, that's still on the list. Like, that's next. I might have to destroy a bridge. And I'm ready for
But-
it.
Yeah, I mean, Yancey was like, I'm making sure this war effort is happening, right? Like, it was good stuff.
Thank you. I will take the honor because I need honor.
Yeah.
My honor has been.
I too need honor in real life. Anybody else? Feel free to volunteer yourselves or others.
Snefru did prank back Yonsei, and I feel like that was really neat. I don't know what that is, but he did it for the first
Minus
time.
That
one
subtracts
loyalty.
something.
I think
Yeah,
I think you could subtract loyalty for being the prank master, but I do want to give you the option to take ambition for making up orders and making sure that they happened, right? Like you were like, hey man, the war needs to get fought and the prince is MIA. I'm taking charge. I'm making things happen. I don't think firing on your fellow citizens' armies is very honorable, but it is very ambitious to take control. So I would think that makes a lot of sense to me.
Subtract an honor, add an ambition.
If you want to subtract honor, you can. I don't think it was dishonorable in the way.
Says yes.
You could subtract honor or loyalty for telling Tove to take a giant dump on your comrade. The way I see it is you were in a tough spot and you weren't sure if those were friends or foes. I think a more a choice that would gain honor would be to be like, no, these are our countrymen. We hold the gate if they attack us, but we're not gonna fire on them. We're not gonna we're gonna figure out what they want first. But I don't think you lose honor for being like, I don't know, they could fucking be they could be demon allies, right? Like, who knows? But I do think it was ambitious to be like, yeah, the prince totally said to do this, so do it. I think that was good.
I think because he made up orders from the prince and he had Tove. I think Tove is really mad at him. I don't think you're gonna see Tove for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will subtract one honor. I'm down to 2, and I'll add ambition. I'm up to 9.
Okay. Ursala, do you?
I think Dizem should get rewarded for literally kicking the shit out of the entire enemy forces, both with his original battle plan and by leading the tip of the spear with disapproving cephalopod and fish. I think
like honor.
Yeah, I honor
Loyalty.
Absolutely. He draped himself in glory this night on the battlefield and the day
For
prior.
sure.
I feel like he should get reward for something out of that.
I was asked to command the battlefield, and by the god herself, I will command that battlefield.
Hell yeah.
So
I could see loyalty or honor for you, Dizem. Feel free to pick your poison.
So Yonsei picked it up and kind of went with it, but I was thinking maybe servility for Ursale for recentering it on what the prince gave as his orders for them to.
I could see that. Yeah, the prince was not there, and Ursale was like, "This is what we were told to do. We need to be doing this, not going on fanciful flights of imagination." I could see that for sure, 100%.
I'm in agreement. Yeah. You already have your +1 honor point, but again, Ursale. Oh! Right there! Accepting challenges, throwing down. Good shit, man. Have we missed anyone? What does Glynis get, everybody? Tyranny? Question mark?
Glynis got kicked in the throat.
He got kicked in the throat. Is that his only reward?
He was very honorable. He let the Aline garrison in. He diplomanced very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he let
be considered tyrannical to. I mean, he did lie about what's going on with the king, for his benefit.
That is true. To our own commanders and us.
Well,
sure, he let the commanders in, I think, on more than a lot of people would, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think that if you're talking about how he treated the commanders, I would think he was more open than closed. Even if he
I'm saying,
left a
but,
few things out.
Yeah, intentionally leaving out that the king is, willingly doing this. I don't know if that was to make them more willing to listen to the prince, as we need to save the king. Or if that was done to be like, I don't need them to know this information right now because it's not to my advantage, you know? So I don't know if it was for selfish purposes or for like protecting them kind of from that knowledge. Does that make sense? And I feel like it's one or the other. One is honorable and one is like, I'm gonna be in charge pretty soon, so I gotta make the story now.
I think that in my mind, I didn't want the king's name in there because I mean, like, I need the people to, like, follow orders so the country runs, right? I need them to, like, fight back the Neordians and be, like, secure and, like, yes, there's demons there, but, like, the prince is gonna deal with it. We're still fighting, like, an honorable war instead of being, like, oh, the royal bloodline consorts with demons, and this guy's giving me orders. I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't know if it was selfish in that, like, it was about them following orders, but in my mind, it wasn't, because Glynis is like, I'm gonna run the show as much as it. Well, I mean, Glynis is running the show, but he's not setting them up to be his pawns as much as he is trying to, like, make sure that what needs to be done gets done without, like, I don't know if you would follow the son of the guy that consorts with demons, right? And like, does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think in that case it's more honorable to, like, make the choice for your country as opposed to making the choice for yourself.
That's the way I
do this for the people.
We easily forget that Glynis has a loyalty meter.
That's true.
This is very much
you are
my
loyal
country
to the country
before my family sort of thing.
Yeah. Then I see loyalty.
Okay.
Let's take a point of loyalty.
Will do.
Everybody, we've done experience. We have done reputation. All that's left to do is say goodbye as we enter our second arc, as it were. Now that we have succeeded in protecting Livistone from an immediate threat, we must now deal with the internal threat that is demons in our courtroom. Guys!
I understand what they were doing now. They wanted us to close ourselves in and then make us fight each other. And then...
Enemies abound!
John, take a point in tomfoolery.
And as always, don't die. Ooh.
Jan's